My journey as an actor came from me just wanting to do something, wanting to get out, wanting to be great at something, wanted to do the great works of Arthur Miller and Shakespeare and Chekhov and all of that. So I went to acting school, and I just wanted everyone else to think that I was great. So whatever they told me to do, I did, and I perfected. How do I perfect it? How do I get standard American speech? How do I use my voice? How do I do this? Ba, 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 ba. And then when I got out of school, I just needed to work, because you haven't done anything. If you haven't done anything, let me tell you something. Most people will say, just go out there and do it, and blah, 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 blah. That's true. Absolutely true. 100%. But more than likely, it's going to be hard. I created backstory, but I have to say, I used to be way more strict about it. I would have 100, 150 pages. I mean, I would write a book.
Really?
Now, I don't do that because I find that there is something to be said with leaving yourself alone and being surprised that some things that you may have absolutely thought was true about your character, you get on that stage, and all of a sudden the other actor will throw you something, you're like, oh no, that's not actually what it is. So I try to do that less. You're looking at a profession where literally with acting, less than 1% of the people make 50 grand a year or more. Less than 1%. The rest, most of them can't even make enough to make health insurance, which is $11,000 a year. But what happens when you love it and you keep doing it, and God intervenes and comes down, and all of a sudden you take off? That's when your shit has got to kick in. Okay? That's when you have to be the artist that you and the person that you've always wanted to be. That's when you have to find a voice that separates you from the rest. You know, that's a big thing in acting, is you cannot do that. When you create a character, you can't judge the character. That's the number one thing you cannot do when you create. So you can't judge a character, and you can't create a character to be likable. It's about being private in public. So, I mean, think about all the things you do in your life privately, all the things that you have done that nobody knows about. Sure. If someone were to play you in your life with all those private moments, imagine if they filtered all of it out because they wanted it to be pretty and likable. It's very, very, very important that we tell the truth as much as possible in our art, because I think it makes people feel less alone. Listen, Arthur Miller, the great playwright, said he became a writer because he wanted people to feel less alone. Acting is about exposing. It's about taking the mask off. I feel like I understand human behavior before. I never really critiqued it in the past. I just thought, you got to show up. The show must go on. You got to do everything the director says. Blah, 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 blah. You know, so if anyone went against that, I was like, oh wow, they're difficult. But now because I have more experience, it's like someone said today, when you critique the behavior, but not the motivating factor behind the behavior. And now that I'm older, I understand human behavior more, so I'm like, I wonder where that's coming from. Right. There's a reason for that. I don't judge as much at all. I just don't. If you would have said that right then and there, we could have had a real connection. But what happened was she kept the mask on. That's what we do as people. Facebook is big with that. Everyone's a great mother. Everyone's a great wife. I see posts with people, I'm like, I know that your child is in social services right now. I know you're a drug addict. Or I know you're agoraphobic. Or I know you have all kinds of things going on, but according to your post, you're Martha Stewart. You know, our refusal to expose, to vomit that mess, that's what we do for you.